So the kind of excitement we got from the first leg, we're hoping that the second leg will provide that same bit of entertainment we saw. The 5-goal thriller ending in favor of Asante Kotoko. Don't forget that that was a home game for Hearts of Oak because they had to use the Barbera Sports Stadium. The Accra Sports Stadium was inaccessible at that time, so Hearts of Oak had to play that game as a home game. This time they are the away side and they are confident that they are going to get 3 points against the Porcupine Warriors. It's not going to be an easy game. Both sides are very, very confident going into this one. My name is Mutalaya Akubu and I'm not in the studios alone. I have been joined by Nanedu, and of course, special game requires special guests, and today we've brought an experienced guest into the studio, Coach Ernest Thompson. You'll be hearing from him. So the question of the day again for the Super Clash is predict the first player and team to score in the game between Asante Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak. Send your correct answers to the Star Times Ghana and Max TV Facebook pages, and of course the Twitter page as well. Remember that any answer that you send, add the hashtag to it, because if your answer do not carry the hashtag, we are not going to see it as valid. So we only want answers that have the hashtag that is Super Clash attached to it. Then you can actually win yourself some prizes. It is the big one, Stevie Desimukwala, who is on fire, and of course Hamza Issa, who is also on a good run for Hearts of Oak, who will be coming head to head today. Who scores the first goal in this game? I don't know, and we are all waiting eagerly for this clash there. I told you that I'm in the studio with the experienced Coach Ernest Thompson, of course, my colleague Nanedu. You'll be hearing from both of them shortly. Coach, Obahache, special games require special guests. So far, you bought Ghana Premier League, we are on match day 31. From match day 1, me sure say you've monitored everything that has happened. Yeah. What would you say about the Premier League so far? Did you even envisage that at this stage Samatex will be leading the table?
Well, looking at let me say good afternoon to all our viewers out there. Let me say that the league actually has lived up to its billing, and Samatex being at the top of the league table is not a surprise, because looking at what happened last year, the teams that we were thinking they were going to actually run riots were nowhere to be found. Hearts of Oak, Kotoko were both nowhere in contention. And it was Midiama and Dreams and the rest who were, Diana and the rest who were actually making the inroads. So this year, we were thinking they will go back home and do their homework well and come back better prepared. But it looks like the same old story. They have been struggling all season, and certain results that these two teams have been churning out doesn't actually make their supporters happy. But let's see what happens today, because this is more of a redemption match. A slip by any of this side could send them down the doldrums to the relegation zone. So I believe, yes, the league has lived up to its billing. We see a team like Samatex leading, the Park Nations FC following them, and then we have Adriana and the others following. You can find Kotoko at the 10th position, Hearts of Oak at the 12th position. Something that we never thought of, but it's football. Times keep changing, and when you keep doing the wrong things, always repeating it, you'll be getting the same results. But when you do things differently at a certain point in time, you change your history and all that. But if you keep doing things that you were doing previously and expecting to get better results, no, you didn't get it. So that is where we find ourselves.
You think time has passed those two teams by? They are not really adopting modern ways of running the club.
It seems like they are living on past glories. And now those smaller teams that we say are now no longer afraid of them, because they can come to their homes and beat them. Whether Accra, whether Kumasi, any other team can come and beat these two teams. Just last week, last 2 weeks, Adriana came to Accra and beat Accra Hearts of Oak, something that has never been happening very often. But Kumasi, Kotoko will be there, and teams will come and beat them as well. So you can see that previously, Accra Sports Stadium was a fortress for Accra Hearts of Oak. Yeah. Kumasi Sports Stadium was also a fortress for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Not anymore.
But now, it's no longer the case.
Well, that is no longer the case because Asante Kotoko have lost some points this season at the Barbera Sports Stadium to the surprise of their fans. And Accra folk, the least said about them, the better in terms of home form. They have also not been that good. Their last home game was against Indiana where they lost and their fans are not happy at all. The only thing that could put smiles on the faces of the sets of fans for both clubs would be 3 points today. Let's see how that one goes. But they do match day 31, just 4 games to end the season. We are the business end of things. I had a calculation in Yinaba.
When you look at the kind of season both teams has had this particular campaign, Kotoko doing double over House will make their fans very happy. House of Folk winning in Kumasi against Kotoko will wipe up their tears in recent times. So both teams would like to get the maximum 3 points today at the Babaya Sports Stadium. When you look at the both sides this particular season in the Ghana Premier League, obviously, you're a supporter for some of these clubs, you will not be happy about their recent results. There is no Kotoko result. There is no House of Folk result. They are struggling in the Ghana Premier League. But, they have league on their own. Both Asante Kotoko and House. Almost sure it's special. So Kotoko would like to do double over House. Remember in the course of the week when you spoke to said Nida on Sports Park, he told you emphatically. So get double over House, not co-allegation, quite a better season for them. So it tells you they know what it takes to play some of these games. House of Folk, Abubakar Atara, there is a lot of pressure on him. Win against Kotoko, your former side, and it looks like you will be one of the fans' favorites, even though they've had a bad season. So it makes this particular game in Kumasi today a crucial game for both Asante Kotoko and House. On the foot of play, on paper, House of Folk, they've gotten some quality players who have tasted the Premier League for some time. The same as Asante Kotoko. They have young guys who can do all the running in the course of the 90 minutes, but things can change at anywhere. So I think we have a crucial game in our hands today to watch at the Babaya Sports Stadium.
A big game on our hands to watch today as the two clubs come head to head with each other, Asante Kotoko and Heart of Folk. But that is not the only game that will be played. Other games would also be played today, but the focus is at the Babaya Sports Stadium, and that is what we are looking forward to. Everyone is eagerly awaiting what happens in that one. But other games that would be played. Okay, let me run you through the results of yesterday's game. We have the Karela Lions are defeating Bechem United by 3-0, and we saw Indiana also beat Nations FC by 2-1. Abubakar Damba is doing a good job with Karela United. This time they got a 2-1 victory over in Swaterman, and today lots of the games will be honored because Asante Kotoko will be taking on Heart of Folk, and that is the game we will be showing you live from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Baby any Gold Stars at the Dance Park would also come up against Dreams FC, and there's Bofo Akwatano who will be hosting Mediema at the Sunyani Coronation Park. Great Olympics, they are in danger currently. They are in the relegation zone, and today they will be taking on Brekomu Chelsea. Heart of Lions would also face league leaders, that is Samatex. RTU at the Naledgu Sports Stadium would also be coming up against Legon City. So there are some interesting games to look forward to. But coach, I mean, let me talk about Karela and what Abubakar Damba has done so far. I mean, you know him personally, because he's your friend. Yeah. Ever since he took over the reins of Karela, he's done a brilliant job. They are currently out of the relegation zone.
Not wholly out of the relegation zone, depending on the rest of the
matches. They are still in the woods.
Yeah, but he's done really well after taking that position. He's really won some very, very important games for them, which has actually given them some breathing space as at now, and hoping to better on it so that at least Karela can find themselves in the league next season. Since
you are on the ground, you are somebody that you are into coaching, would you say Karela migrating from Enyinase to the northern region has had a toll on them?
Yes, it had a toll on them because the team was founded in Enyinase.
Yeah,
all its spiritual backing and all that is at Enyinase. So moving the team totally from Enyinase and then relocating to a new place, totally, it will lose its support base and all that, and it will have a telling effect on them because the supporters who happen to be the 12th player on the field when they were playing at Enyinase were no longer behind them. They now have to, impress other people to come and then support them. So it's really been a toll on Karela United. But now that they are settling in their shoes, I hope next season playing up north will not be a challenge or a problem for them if they are to stay in the league.
Okay. Now, you even told me some weeks back that you've been impressed with what Damba has done so far as a coach for Karela, and currently they have 40 points. They've moved further away from the relegation zone.
I always talk about, if you want to do well in the Ghana Premier League, your home games are very important. You make your home games very important to the club. Since Karela moved to Nailugu, they are yet to taste a defeat at that venue. So it tells you moving there has been a blessing for the club. That is one.
Yeah.
Number two, some important areas has improved in the team. One area is the goalkeeping department. The guy Ganiu has brought something in the post of Karela United. And the third point is the factor of the coach, Abubakar Damba. He has been crucial and key to them, especially in the second round. The way and manner he managed to get the maximum 3 points, especially home games. That important 1-0 win against Asante Kotoko in the Bia Kwaimu at the Karela at that venue. So any team that comes there, they manage and get the maximum 3 points. So since then, they've only drawn one game there. The rest of the games has been win for Karela United. So home performance, home dominance, how you make your home games a fortress for any away team coming there is the most important thing in the Ghana Premier League. Take all the 18 teams in the Ghana Premier League. Every team has been able to get 70% of his home games, the maximum 3 points. That is crucial for them. Among some of the few teams who struggle to get the maximum 3 points at home, almost all of them, majority of their points they've gained in the Ghana Premier League are home games. Right from Samates, Nations FC, Asante Kotoko, who are struggling in recent time at home, but they still managed to get some important home wins in the Premier League. Monitor a team like Karela United, Bebiani go start in the second round. Home games are crucial in the Ghana Premier League. That is the reason why Abubakar Namba and Karela are doing wonders in the Ghana Premier League. 40 points. They have 3 games to play. 1 at home, 2 away games. When you look at the permutation, when you get at least 43 to 45 points, you are likely to stay in the Ghana Premier League the following season. So a win at home in their next home game will take them to 43. They have the same points with Asante Kotoko, 40 points each. They have 3 games to play. At least 1 home win for them. I'm sure Karela United will survive in the Ghana.
Let's see what happens with Karela United and Abubakar Damba. He's done a good job with them, but let's quickly glance through the table and see where each team plays before we complete match day 31. Samatex are firmly on top of the pile with 55 points. Today they will come up against RTU. Adriana follow in suit on second with 49 points because they won yesterday. Nations FC are third on the table with 48 points. Accra Lions, Ibrahim Tanko, I don't know what he's doing to these boys. They are fourth on the table with 47 points. Mediama are fifth with 46 points. Iswatama currently find themselves sixth with 45 points. Then the club 44 sees Bechem United on 7th and Brekum Chelsea on 8th. Legon Cities have now entered the top half of the table. They are 9th with 41 points. That is the top half of the table. Let's look at the second half of the table where Asante Kotoko have the opportunity of moving into the top half of the league today if they should get a win against Hartlepool. But currently they have 40 points. Baby the Gold Stars are 11th with 40 points. Karela, after that win yesterday, are now 12th on the table with 40 points. Hartlepool, they need a point, maximum points today to move further away from the relegation zone because they are 13th with 38 points. Dreams FC have games in hand but are 14th with 38 points. And Heart of Lions, they lie precariously above the relegation zone. It's good for Lions and their fans because for the first time in several months, they've moved out of the relegation zone. They have 35 points and are 15. Great Olympics, Oligbagbo, Olimashi, Rosalinda, they are in the relegation zone. They are 16th with 33 points. But for Akwatano are also 17th with 33 points. Despite all their troubles, they are in the finals of the MTN FA Cup. Real Tamale United, they are in some hot soups because they are 18th at the moment with just 28 points and will need maximum points against Samatex to better their chances of moving out of the relegation zone. That is interesting. So Kumasi Asante Kotoko Heart to Folk is what we are looking at, and you know that we can't do Kotoko and Hearts without the fans contributing their quota to everything that you're doing, and they've shared their view on this game.
Say Hearts ne Kotoko no say ban match bi say ya say players no Omunina, Omumba training for bare 2 months, Granoa, and found so friend is a house Kotoko match, do some quadia. Saturday, you are born in our Bebo. Sabaka recent year, now I say Kotoko, the performance was so, and so as a focus channel. It's no match at the end of the day, no match, maybe you know. Now has to focus winning 2-0.
I think Kotoko be winning because of the performance. They see a party Kotoko be winning. All those two teams and they are not performing well, but I mean, ombe to me winning.
But me dem yemwa has in Kotoko 1-0 pemame. Now me feel it, and I quite a 7 me di chum. I quite a NDC and NPP Dusi or me to about me say, but Martin do ha. They to about no be a spread about. And the music has a second to qua. Many ended that day, the Manibaji Accra, Manibaji.
So, Nano, Meji de Kotoko Nechi. Inti minimized the Tibiano Kotoko Bewini.
At a time like this, it doesn't matter whether you are informed or not. Trust me, Asafok is going to do it. On a big occasions like this, Asafok is the biggest of all.
We're there, straight to 1.5. Kotoko, we need 2-1. Has a low key. Any size crown, no. Season ready, and can't trust Kotoko Ajana.
I believe in Kotoko, and I know they can because of what have happened several times. Now I think said they will be ready to just fight for their everything.
Kotoko ye 3 matches I abo nyina ye wini. Enti has so they say ball no boy ye twe fire bo. Ana Kotoko ye wini kura ya no kura Asante mem ya no kura be wini. 2 na ye pe Asante mem ye pe 2 ye pe so 2 for any ginti ye pe 2.
Kotoko will pull a surprise, but House of Folk is going to man over. Oh, with a 1-goal lead.
Correct score, first goal. Then we'll score it at this one before 45 minutes, 1-0. That will take close. Well, because I know I'm a bad predictor. The whole cast, so when you go, ask Codes. Me, if I give correct score, they play. You understand? This time, me too, I'm not a Kotoko fan, but I know Kotoko will definitely win 1-0.
Oh, House of Kotoko. Ah, you better show more 3-0. Ah, let's say, phobia, you better show more. Bahamas, the Bashe, yes, Winty, Yabasha man cry de. One more show more non cry de, no one tardy, no one of our wash a goer. What are they? I so I'm off for you, Beppie, or you are a yaje, to Beppie, or house, and any budget, Sahas for sha, then the budget, into Beppie, Lamusamatomada, must out to be a mammy. What I say, it was Spanish on you. And to make a house for say, oh, we shall go, lay a ninja can.
This is my best part as far as how to focus and Asante Kotoko game is concerned. And I have a message from our very own DJ La Posta. He says that I'm in Kumasi to support how to focus and it's raining with rainbows. Greetings to you and Nanedo. The fans would always contribute their quota to the show. I mean, Coach, my minister, share hasa and your tardy into it. Has we near your tardy into your noble by a house, but she had in Yama. I mean, that is the beauty of Heart of Folk and Kotoko.
Yeah, you know, football actually unites people, it brings the joy out of people, and they do things, you know, that they've not thought of. Somebody can just go and buy something because his team has won out of joy.
Yeah.
So she is right. It's about joy, but when one side wins, the other side will be, you know, crying all the while. So, well, looking at the last 10 games played at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, Kotoko has won twice, Heart of Folk has also won twice. All the remaining matches has ended in draw. Per the statistics I have checked, and the last time Kotoko won was a 3-2 against Heart of Folk. Yeah, so Kotoko won twice, House of Folk won twice, and we have 6 draws out of the 10 games played recently. And if that is anything to go by, I think the fans are right. Hearts Kotoko matches doesn't follow form guide. It's all about the teams that is well prepared on the day and is buoyed by its fans to, you know, give off their best. And I think the supporters will be on the in the stands to cheer them up. But I think the best persons or the group that would make things work will be the 2 technical benches. Any of them who gets his or her system right.
A game of tactics.
Yes. But, you know, most of the time, these games, becomes a little physical and doesn't live up to its billing. It doesn't give us, you know, that nice game where you see decent
passes. But the first leg actually gave us some good football. I mean, we enjoy the free-flowing football that both teams depicted.
Yeah, so let's hope that thing is replicated in this second round. But most of the matches has been a physical challenge between these two teams.
Okay, so that is the head-to-head of the both sides in the last 5 matches that they've played. Folk there drew goalless with Asante Kotoko in 2022, and Asante Kotoko also beat Folk by a 1-goal scoreline that same year. Then it ended 1-1 between the pair before Hearts got a 1-0 victory over them in 2023. But the last game that they played, it was Asante Kotoko that won by 3-2. The game was played at the Baba Sports Stadium. So we will activate the phone line shortly so that we take the prediction of Ghanaians. So 055-846-2088 055-846-2088. That is the phone line. Just call and give us your prediction. So Nana Say is on the line. Nana Say, Otemenka, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
But again, we are saying
Bibia the day we have the Bekumedi. The has 2. Kotoko 2 no match 1.
Okay.
By Fufu na Kama.
Martin Nanase. So that is Nanase. You can also call and give us your prediction ahead of this game. Nanase, Nanedu also mbesho mutuna obufufu na Kama.
Yes, you know, I don't normally do this thing on TV, but today I'll do one before the start of the game. I'll predict the correct score for today's game.
Oh, okay.
And before the start of the game, I'll do that prediction. But it's going to be an important game today involving Asante Kotoko and Hearts. But when you look at what the supporters are trying to say, it tells you what Kotoko and Hearts brings on board. Ghana football best original, these two teams. When they are playing war, BBR sorry in our game. So I want most of the times Kotoko and Hearts to be at the top because it contributes a lot to our game. Look at what the fans are talking about. Look at what even Mba about football. It tells you how Kotoko has its original again in the Ghana Premier League. So we can't wait for the game to start and we see beautiful game.
And these two men will be chasing more goals because Stephen Amankona is on top of the power as far as the goalkeeping race is concerned. Stevie Desi Mukwala has played 26 games so far and he scored 12 goals for Asante Kotoko in about 2011 minutes there. And for Hamza Issa, he's also played 24 games and he scored 12 goals, same as Stevie Desi Mukwala, but he has played 2,056 minutes there. So these two men will be aiming to get goals in today's game. So Olympio is also calling us from Koforidua. Olympio, what will be the scoreline for this game?
Just 1-0 for Asante Kotoko.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Olympio. Olympio say 1-0 for Asante Kotoko. But coach, I mean these two men, Hamza Issa coming from Aras and being the top scorer for Hartford, he has a beautiful story so far.
Yeah. Hamza Issa has actually been one of the brightest spots in the Ghana Premier League, coming from Aras and then making his debut for Accra last season, but this season it seems like he's carried the team on his shoulders.
Yeah.
If he's not scoring, no one seems to score. So he's the main man for the team, and I think it's a very good start for him in the Ghana Premier League. With Mukwala, he was there last year. He also did very well, nearly won the goal king at a point in time, but he lost it. But making amends this year, he's still in the top 3 who are leading the pack, and I believe he's also making a good, impact for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. So the game actually lies on their shoulders. It's either Hamza Issa or Mukwala. He who is able to, have a good day will surely make his team smile.
Of course, and I mean, their teams will be counting on them heavily. For some time now, Hartlepool have struggled to score goals if Hamza Issa doesn't turn up to the party. And that seemed to be an Achilles heel for Abubakar Ouattara Nanedu.
He's a key man for them. It's been a long time, coach. We saw going to a crucial game like this, and top 3 scorers in the Ghana Premier League. We have a player from Asante Kotoko and has competing for the goal king. Looking at their position.
Nanedu, I'll come back to you, but Fabian Ejna Omaniso from Seshi, and we also Fabian and the game, Ebeko saying.
And half Ebeshe 2-0.
Okay, one Ebeshe.
Omese Kotoko 2-0.
Okay. All right. Fabian is saying that Hearts of Oak will win. So, Nanedi, you can continue with your submission.
You know, the Hearts people, they have confidence in today.
I don't know where they are getting this confidence from. Hearts of Oak fans are really confident that today they will get the 3 points.
You know, I was speaking to some Hearts of Oak fans, and you know, most of these games follow some history. And anytime they play the game in Kumasi since 2005, in sure top before the D-Day, Kotoko don't win the game. So yesterday, around 7 to 10 p.m., it was still raining in Kumasi. So Hearts of Oak have confidence in that game that, you know, this thing could happen in today's game. It's a crucial game coming on. But, you know, that is what we are hearing. This morning, they will go Accra. So maybe it may work for them because Kotoko and Hearts game, there's a lot of things that work for them in a crucial game like this. And Hearts of Oak players have confidence in the coach. Most of the times, it's not easy for a coach to coach Asante Kotoko and go and coach Hearts of Oak and go back and lose a game when he's coaching the opposition side. So Park Fabian has done it before, coaching Asante Kotoko and going to coach Hearts of Oak. He took Hearts of Oak to Asante Kotoko. Kotoko was not able to beat them. The late Sebetado, it happened to him. He coached Asante Kotoko. He went to Hearts of Oak. He went to play a game against Asante Kotoko. He was not able to beat Kotoko. Kotoko was not able to beat Hearts of Oak too. It had happened before. Yike Afani's time, it was the same story. You know, Abubakar Awata has coached Asante Kotoko before. Now coaching Hearts of Oak. Maybe the history could, you know, continue. Maybe this time one, we are having a foreigner doing that. Things may change. So Kotoko has followed a lot of history when it comes to the Ghana Premier League. But today's game is a crucial game for both sides.
Coach, at the end of it, Mama Coach, the frustration I saw or I listened to Abubakar Atara after that Adriana game, and he seemed not to have answers to why Hearts of Oak played poorly, because he was saying, how can you play that good 10 days ago and today you turn up as if you've never kicked the ball before?
A lot of factors, I would say, adds up to that kind of performance. You know, psychologically, if your players don't get themselves enough rest to think all through about the game they are going to face, it's going to be one of the challenges. Secondly, if there are managerial challenges or if management are not meeting their demands and other things, that can also be another factor. But here, I believe Togbe Afede and his board are actually doing a lot for the players and giving them what they need. And then the players
confidence. I'll come back to you, but we have Kwesi from Capital Hill also on the line. Kwesi, Asante Kotoko Hearts of Oak, what will be the score line? Hello, Kwesi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's Kotoko Hearts of Oak. What will be the score line? What is your prediction? We are struggling to hear what Kwesi is saying. I think there is a problem with the phone line, so we'll rectify that. And let's see if he can call back and give us his prediction. But coach, you were making your submission on why a team can play poorly.
These factors actually play this thing a very big, you know, when it comes to football. So if they don't get their acts right, they will not perform to the expectation of the coach. He might have given them all the tactics, formations, everything that they should deploy on the field of play, but when they get there, sometimes they decide to do things that the coach has not taught them. I'll use Lai Kingston as an example. You saw his frustration.
Yeah.
When he gets to the dressing room, he just says that it is. But that wasn't the best, I would say. But he was telling them, he wanted them to work per his instruction. But they go there and then they do wrong things. It actually hurts a coach. And Abuga Watara was right in saying those things. That yes, some few days back, you played very good football. Then a few days later, total shambolic.
He didn't single even one player out. He said the entire team was shambolic.
Yeah.
So when it happens that way, how do you explain yourself to the board and the management that it is not your fault? You show them what you went to.
You still have to, you know, shoulder the fault because you have done it and it didn't work. So it is the coach who is to be blamed. That is it. You cannot go and then tell the board members that no, it is.
Okay, I'll come back to you, but Kwesi Parry is calling us from Hong Kong. Kwesi Parry, Asante Kotoko Hearts of Oak, and Ebeko sing.
Yo, no me Ebeko say Hearts Beshe Kotoko 1-0. First half we are almost started. Hearts Beshe Kotoko 1-0.
Hey, what will be both Susumana?
And now I'm sure born with dream. Nam catch them.
Okay, Kwesi Parry is calling us from Hong Kong. He says that Hearts of Oak will take an early lead. I don't say 1-0. But you are saying he has to show that the blame. Do you think what he did the last time against Adriana could also be a motivating factor for the boys today. I mean, the frustration that he vented out.
That is it. He has told them in the face that he was not happy and he needs them to improve going to this game. And that will be a motivational factor when they are playing in such a game. You know, Hearts Kotoko games, the players themselves are always self-motivated. So with this pep talk coming from the coach to add up, it will ginger them up, both sides. I believe this week Kotoko management has also met the players and told them their peace of mind and what they expect them to do. Just like the Hearts side too, Togbe Afede and his board went to meet them and has told them they are not happy about their performance and all that. So that is what is going to motivate the team and the players to give off what we want to see today.
Let's see if they will be motivated to go into this one. But Kwame Danso, Kwame Danso, in from so afraid. Yow, and again, never cause Asante Kotoko has one be winning. Hello, Yao. Sure. Yao, Tienka.
Hello.
Yeah, Yao. Missy and Kotoko has one be winning. He's struggling to hear us. Maybe but he's struggling to give us his prediction. So maybe we would get back to Kwame Frama. He will give us his prediction. So we take a quick break here. We are building up to the super clash between Asante Kotoko and Hearts of Oak. Remember that the first leg of this fixture ended 3-2. Today it is very important for both sides. 3 points, Makacho, and then it is a goal for Hearts and Kotoko. You try and one versus here. We'll be right back. It is a big day in Ghana football. It's the Super Clash, and we are all super excited because this is a fixture that has so many things in it. It brings us a lot of joy, and we are hoping to see some good football being displayed. That is why we are in the studios of Star Times at the Patch Channel 247 to bring you this game. It's about time that we cross over to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium to have a view of what is happening there. Our commentator, Nana Dakwajesi, is standing by.
Welcome to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi. It's a venue for the Super Clash between Asante Kotoko and Atsavok. Some have said it's a battle of the fallen giants. The organizers of the Premier League, the GFA, have described this one as a redemption moment for the two teams because they've had underwhelming performances in this season's Premier League. Asante Kotoko currently occupy the 10th spot of the league log, with the Phobians also occupying the 12th spot of the league log. Kotoko have 40 points, Hatsavok have 38 points. One significant thing about this clash is that a win for either of the two teams will just push them away from the relegation dogfight. But as it stands now, they are not playing for the battle for supremacy at the top. They are playing for pride, they are playing for the bragging rights, but they're also playing for the three crucial points at stake because if Azabok win this game, they go on 41 points. If Kotoko win, they go on 43. That could be helping their campaign as they aim for a respectable position before the end of this season's league campaign. We've been here since morning. The fans have started coming in their numbers. The two teams have arrived. Kotoko were first to arrive, and you should have been here to see the arrival of Asante Kotoko. They came with 12 men leading the bus, one of them holding the big Asante Man flag, and the rest of the 11 holding the Asante Kotoko flag to usher the team in at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. As I speak to you, we're waiting for Hatsavok to make their entry into the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's about less than 2 hours to the commencement of the game, and I tell you what, there's a charged atmosphere both outside and within the stadium ahead of the commencement of this big game between Asante Kotoko and Hatsavok. Remember, this game is coming to you live on Star Times at the Patch Channel 247.
So that is Nana Dakwajesi there giving us a brief overview of what is really happening at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Paraphernalia on display there. You cannot watch Asante Kotoko Heartful game without seeing vendors selling paraphernalia there. The fans are supercharged ahead of this game, and it's going to be an interesting clash there. In about some 34 minutes, we'll be crossing over to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium for the big game. But of the two teams are in, and we'll be going through them shortly. Very, very interesting lineup from both sides. For Asante Kotoko, coach Prosper Nate Ogum has decided to go with Frederick Asari today. Then there's Justice Blay also starting the game. But remember that Frederick Asari is captain in the side today. That is what I am picking up. Serge Eric Zeze is also starting. The Steven Desi Mukwala is in there. Enoch Morrison, Yusuf Mohammed Nuruddin. Baba Yaya would be the creative force for them. Andrew Sinti Menu is in there. Nicholas Osebonsu, Aqua Peter Amidu, and of course Kote Emmanuel. Then for Heartful, it is Kwesi Nketia who is starting in post for them. Kofi Agbesima, Michael Ampedu is also in there. Gledo Tanga is starting today. Hamza Isa, Salifu Ibrahim, Isa Kuka is also starting in this game. Thomas Winimi is starting, and Rafael Amponsa has replaced Salim Adams in the team. Linda Mtage is in there, and of course Dennis Nkuma Kosa is also starting. On the bench for Asante Kotoko, it is Sharif Mohammed, Bernard Sapon Somoa, Michael Che Dramina, Danlad Ibrahim, Shadrach Ado, Kalu Watara, Samuel Asamoah, Prince Adesai, and of course Nicholas Mensah. And for Heartful, it is David Oponwa Frane, Yawa Makwabefi, Sharif Shayub, Martin Kakari, Enoch Subontin, Isaac Frempon, Sise Kasim, Salim Adam, and of course Kashala Ramos, who has not been in the team for some time now. Coach, straightforward, let's go through the lineup and start with Heartful for obvious reasons. They are starting with another goalkeeper, that is Kwesi Nketia. This season Heartful
been in the goalpost for the last 3 games.
The last 3 games. This season Heartful have used about 4 different goalkeepers.
Yeah, the problem of Heartful, I would rightly say it's been a problem of goalkeeping, because it started with Richmond Ayi,
yeah,
who's at certain times was giving very bad performance. Then Richie Atta kicked him out of the goalpost. He came and he also didn't live up to expectation. And then Sharif Shayub came once and then he was taken off. And then
he made a mistake against Bibiani Gold Stars and it caused them.
Nketia has now been given the nod to be in the goalpost since the last 3 matches. And per reports, he's impressed the technical team, and that is why he's being used today.
As a head coach, when it happens like this, who do you blame? Do you look at the quality of the goalkeepers, or you blame the goalkeepers coach for not having or not properly preparing them for games?
My brother, you see, the problem with Ghana football these days is most of the teams register players before they sign a coach.
Okay.
So they are not...
That is huge.
Oh, it's true. It's true. And it's a fact. I just have to lay it bare.
Yeah.
It's true. Players are already signed. You go into the team and you have to work with them. And it's true. It's a fact.
And it becomes difficult.
That
because
is
you didn't bring them. Yeah,
he plays or he signs players according to his system. But when you go into a team and the players are there already, you get Ouattara, he came midway and he's met his players there already.
Yeah.
You understand it? If he had started with them at the season, he would have done his recruitment and all that. But board members, management will sit somewhere, they'll see a player and sign him before the coach comes in. And it's a fact. It is something that it's all over known in Ghana. That you go, you meet the players. But when you, and then they should give you the free hand.
Because that's a major problem for most of the coaches.
Yes. But they are not saying...
Because Ouattara has complained several times about even the playing body, that most of these players there, he didn't really know them. He just came to meet them and he has to do with the tools that are at hand. Because using 4 goalkeepers in one season, even the season is not done.
They are only trying to, you know, fix things as they play the league. But that is not when you are in the league proper. It is not time to fix things there. You should have your core of the team.
Okay.
Where when one gets injured, you can then replace someone with.
Okay.
But when you do try and error, that is what most of the teams are doing now. Try and error. That is why most of them are not giving off their best. So if you start the league during pre-season and you know your team, you get your core team, and then the others, you don't say they are bad, but they come in as replacements. That is what it should be.
Okay. Now they do 4.
So you said for Hearts of Oak, they are starting Nketia, and then they are going to play a 4-1.
And Rafael Aponsa is also in the team ahead of Salim Adams.
Yeah, it's a 4-1-3-2 formation from what I can see. And for the Kotoko setup, they are also playing a 4-1-2-3 formation where they have on the left side Eric Morrison is there. On the right side they have Eric Zeze, and then the central will be Justice Blade.
Okay.
Then when you come to the Hearts of Folk, they have Rafael Aponsa on the left, Salifou Ansah on the central, and then Linda Ntenge as the first pivot. Hearts are going to play a double pivot.
Okay. So it will be Glade Otanga and Linda Mtangi.
That is it.
As the pivot.
Aponsa is a DM. So when you look at
so it is rather Rafael Aponsa
and Otanga.
And then Salifou playing in front of them. So a double pivot with Salifou
in front of
them, behind the attackers.
So it's similar to the diamond system.
That is it.
4-4-2 diamond.
Yeah.
It's the same as 4-1-3-2 because you have Rafael Aponsa and of course Otanga. And you have Linda Ntange and Salifou Ibrahim. With Istakuka and Hamza Issa up front. So the 4-1-3-2 is almost like the 4-4-2 diamond.
Okay.
And when we look at the
absolutely.
But don't you think the change of Rafael Aponsa coming in for Salim could make a huge difference? Because Salim has shown his quality as a central midfielder.
It might be for certain reasons. You know, there's been some contractual issues with Salim Adams of late, or it could be injury.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not too privy to that.
We are not too privy to.
Mutala, when you look at the Kotoko lineup, it's a typical 4-3-3 with more offensive midfielders.
Okay.
Because when you have Justice Blair and Nuruddin as the 2 centre halves, with Emmanuel Kote and Nicolas Osebonsu as their lateral defenders, it means only Andrew Team Menu is a typical DM in a team.
Yeah.
And Eric said Zeze. Yeah. And Enoch Morrison, who played offensive way, with Peter Minuakwa and Baba Yaya operating from the flanks, with Steve Mukwala as a typical arrowhead.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a 4-4-3-3, but more offensive midfielders compared to the House of Folk that they have two defensive midfielders protecting the back four. So I think it's going to be an open game that will produce a lot of goals in today's game. That's why I'm predicting 4 goals in today's game. Before the game, I'll predict the correct score.
4 goals in today's game.
4 goals is likely to come in today's game. Okay. But before the game, I'll predict the correct score.
That is your prediction. Let's go to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium and also listen to the predictions of the fans who are there to watch the game.
Now your team no form kakra for the past 8 matches no your performance no form but mo jide o coach no say na dia any house no by who cook obenya win am ayen ama your position on the league log no akosoro
na o ka say mo performance no enso any be kwan bia so no mo be share house jide be le wanya ntina ma o mo ka say mo be share house folk
oh memi Kotoko ni ana sabe ya say we didn't ya e say don kwa oda good enti Kumasi Asante Kotoko I trust Kotoko senne ba who cook ya be share house 2-0
na mo share say
oh 2-0 yes me pese coach no the tactics no put me very in the tactics because house for coach no somehow was very very good now Kotoko coaching so what me select players on bet na me win match no ni say be obi an the name but only sentiment ento nchan na omo ball no man na mo gide Kotoko mu say ne Kotoko be win
there was
musimi da mase
Diana ye phobia ho asem na ye ba beka Abbas enei yokon kese ene da manim game no hu ni say
ni ameda was na match ya wanfo ne what match has born had bia nya first time ni enti match ya ba house of folk about with problem when the day no you survive on the grounds enti we ya ban problem e dey ban so check confederation no because battle for survive enti ban of all out ya ba be carry the day yen so yen ya dey ya football bia na dey Kotoko wa ba mo respect yen ba be so dey ayo wo mutin say on bete dey yen ase
Kotoko for say mumienu mu uniform be say ya ka mumienu asem dey a and o mo form asem because o mo e 40 points and am 38 nti kwan bia so ne o mo di matiko e ka form asem na aka fa asem
sa no be ka woli da bia no ko wa se dem gina na maka say Kotoko be Kotoko be shas minti men kasa enti sa no be ka but at one day no ni e be hunu be ma o Baba Yara Sports Stadium the 3 major trophies in Africa also folk gwaji 2 on the good day bia na also folk survive wa enti ene ye ba yensro ba bia gina le sia no match the check confederation match no kra because fighting for survive enti nya de na be dia go do mo kan de o mo kan mo de but how to focus survive the day
Kotoko e ba no me hu se mo de abro no ma miensa fita pa me hu se o mo toto e de ko wiem anu na emo mu
hu ehu ba kokra Kotoko atu abro no ma mo emu amakwa kwa lobi ne ku om enti ye de yensro enti house of folk supporters niema ye hu Kotoko ne zamale Kotoko ne alali kwa lobi ne ku abro no ma no wa enti ye yensro Kotoko ye no na tikroma omo pa mo fam no ma 17 bra house of folk be carry the day
era asan ni adwodwon
nyam so das
e ko kase adamanim money house of folk boboko no say na hu game no
na di kan minchia Kotoko supporters na minchia Western region for omo hwemu na tie bia da bia me kase football man so yemfa court park so ne atwe no enya dan a owi obesi ye be hu no we nana brewa owe ni nkruma ekwan bia so Kumasi Asante Kotoko e be Accra so fu
chairman mami misa 2 teams no mo performance no enso ani be enkaya am say Kotoko mo no mo wogide say mo betimi e the house for Kotoko for akafam e den na mo nya say agide no
when it comes to Kotoko ne house ye de bibia to akire say performance net say ye de bibia to akire is about Kotoko and house when you win here nyame ya dom omdo mo home ne ba ha no no ye share wo mo ye boy home ye mpa bo say betima share house your performance ne there after share house ye be kan one sem it's not about Kotoko performance it's about Kumasi Asante Kotoko beating out of food finish
chairman Arsenal meja wa mo akono osi mu bedi nkonimu obetimi the score line to gama me
ne hian se menwa ba wona mo offers ya ne hian se nyame ya adoma ye mpon ball na Kumasi Asante Kotoko ne nya 3 point ne nya it's not about the score line almost share 100 near shom 101 a 3 point is and ne nya asa
era asa ne adwodwo
so das
tobo o kan se kwana enti obebo udin na game no aka me bia fa
your friend me Mavis. And I'm matching it there, phobia, your fat. Obi bibia ntimi nsesa no. Bibia no. Ena oja na mba enso oja na efie ba ne enti na ye ba ha se so oni ade ba ne hodo enti na ma yeso abeye phobia for enti ye tai omochi ye players bebre wo amankwa ba fi inokesu bonten adoma ko players bebre enti na ye ba phobia
na den am wanya gide se ha se bedi nkonim.
Oh, someone wouldn't say the last season a free year Kotoko has the Yeshianu say and yes throw and farmer has bet me as a Kotoko me would you
there was only a junk.
It's me that.
Which is almost improve. We started second and now it difficult more. But after so muko Kurura or any Kushiano, I think say understanding BBI okay into place no be a boy Kusi say no, I feel comfortable at Obo. And so far so good.
Miss once now Becono more time na strikers na mo to 20 na pa be wo hwe Kotoko strikers ya ba ya wo hwe Steven Mokwala afina was I think 11 goals say na who performance of Asante Kotoko
Mokwala dey metima ka say the type of play ni dey boa Kotoko because we forcing striker but akasa nka mbenya goal puncher aka no ho say na be tembe ono work here na nka nipa na dey ahye enti no 11 goals dey me feel say enye bad for now no wo hwe Kotoko team na apart from no ye ni striker bia what is say ono biom. Definitely on one I say there be our obo.
My favorite part of all this is the man who was talking about Abraham Omar being thrown at the Barbara Sports Stadium. That is the beauty of Ghana football. Coach, again, fans Akasa from the Barbara Sports Stadium. Both sets of fans are very confident that this one will go for them. That is fans. They would always hope that things will go for them. But let's come back to the tactical aspect of it. Looking at the Kumasi Asante Kotoko lineup, Justice Blay and Nuruddin will be playing as the defensive pair. For some time now, there's been some mistakes. Yeah, there have been some mistakes that both have committed in there because of Justice Blay's lack of pace and being played as a centre back. How to really capitalize on that today?
Yeah, let me say the Kotoko setup today is really something they want to neutralize the play of Hamza Issa.
Okay.
Looking at what they have done, it's more about neutralizing Hamza Issa. But when you leave Hamza Issa and Salif Ibrahim gets his day, they will punish you. So they shouldn't concentrate on Hamza Issa. Salif Ibrahim will be giving those, telepathic passes and the incisive ones that the other players can pounce on. So they shouldn't play to Justice Blay has played at the right back, central defender, midfield, changed his position, and it's really having an effect on him. A player is always carved in a certain nature. He is a DM. He's more of a first pivot. Always to play in front of the the back four. But when you shift him off and he lacks space, just like you write it after the injury comeback, he has lost a lot of pace. So when he gets pacey players, because Isakuka, for instance, is very pacey. So he'll be running at Justice Blay and his speed is suspect. Just at the other end too, Mukwala will also be giving Agbesime and the rest a very tough time.
Okay.
It looks like Heart of Oak are playing three defenders. Three central defenders.
I am seeing Agbesima, I'm seeing Winimi. So I think it's a back four because I'm seeing Ampedu playing as a right back and of course Dennis Kosa as a left back. So it's a complete back four. That is what you're going with.
But still with Mukwala and Zeze, and then Baba Yaya is a terror. When it comes to using the previous Chastela informed Chastela's play, he can really cause a lot of problems for the lateral defenders. And so both set of defenders must be on the lookout. So this game will be won by the team that warms up properly.
Okay, so this is how Asante Kotoko made their way to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in their beautiful cladded porcupine bus. They are very confident that this game will go for them. You saw Kalu Atara coming down from the bus today. He only has a place on the bench. And Baba Yaya, he could be very pivotal in this game, Nanedu, because there's no Richmond Lamptey. Remember the first leg, everything good that Asante Kotoko did went through Richmond Lamptey. Today he's not around, so the onus lies on Baba Yaya.
I think Lamptey is missing in today's game, but Enoch Morrison will play the same role that Lamptey used to play, and Adnu Sintimenu will play the role Sharif Mohammed was playing in the Kotoko team. So Morrison replaces Lamptey, Intimenu replaces Sharif. Baba Yaya maintained his position, but this time around as a winger, because Eric Zeze is operating as a typical number 10 in the Kotoko team. So they have more offensive players in the team supporting Steve Mukwala. That makes it dangerous for Winimi and Kofi Agbesima. That is why I think the coach decided to play Raphael Amponsa and Linda Ntange and of course Glade Otanga to make sure they stop that pressure from Asante Kotoko. It's a strong lineup from both sides. That is why it's an open game in today's game. Kotoko would like to score more goals. House of Folk would like to score first goal to destabilize the Kotoko team. That is one thing Kotoko need to be careful about today's game. So it's very crucial in today's game.
And for the phobias, also in their phobia bed, never say die. This is how they also made their way to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Big game for them. Coach, again, I am looking at the Heart of Folk setup and I'm looking at the goalkeeping situation. This is a young Kwame Nketia, who has not played the Super Clash before. This is his first Super Clash. Can it really have a toll on him?
This game comes with a lot of pressure. And, if the crowd or the supporters should really fill the stadium, this young goalkeeper would have, goose pimples all over. Yeah. And he needs to be psyched up that this is the Ghana version of the El Clasico. He needs to live up to the billing. Okay. So it's all about psyching him up properly, and then the senior players in the team will tell him everything that this game is a do or die affair, and you need to be the last, for us, and you have to live up to the expectation. Yeah.
Now, one player that seemed to struggle getting into the Heart of Folk setup is Martin Kakari. I mean, some of the fans, who tier fans, normally say he's a brilliant player. Wow, he even scored in the first leg of this fixture. I was thinking any day to start a game, but he's still on the bench for them.
Very, very good player. All the African players who join Heart of Folk are talented players. Raphael Amponsa is one of them, and Martin Kakari is also one of them. They are quality players joining Heart of Folk, but they are struggling to adapt to the Heart system.
Okay.
He scored a goal in their last game against Kotoko. He scored the second goal after Linda Ntange scored the first goal. So a big confidence for some of these young guys. But I think today's game will be crucial.
And talking about confidence, Frederick Asare, these days, coach, we should accept he's the number one. He's usurped Danlad Ibrahim. He was out for some time, coming back into the side today. He's not just the goalkeeper for Asante Kotoko, but he's also the captain on the side. He'll be very important in this one.
Yeah, he was recently even invited to the senior national team.
The Black Stars.
Yes, the Black Stars. And the latest call-up, I've not seen his name there. But that even is enough, motivation. And, kicking out a goalkeeper like Danlad.
It is not easy.
It's not easy. So I think Asari should really make his presence felt in the Kotoko team. And he captaining the team from behind too is a very big one. And I think he conceded 2 goals the last time, as he was imposed when they played the first leg. Yeah. And coming into the goalpost this time again, he would like to correct his mistakes. Because conceding 2 goals, that's why your team winning 3 isn't the best of it. Because if they had taken their chance or the ball that hit the goalpost had entered, it would have been a 3-3 game then. So he actually also has to live up to the billing. And he's been giving that confidence by sidelining Danlad of all goalkeepers. Kotoko has very good goalkeepers, and I believe they have to help the team when it comes to these games. Yeah.
Let's see how that one goes. But let's go to the Baba Yara Sports Stadium and have a feel of the Porcupine Tertiary and how they are psyching and hyping up this game. Tertiary there, always ensuring that the atmosphere is supercharged before any game that Asante Kotoko play. These guys travel far and near, and they have Kotoko running in their blast. I'm sure they will be cheering the team on from the first minute that the referee will blow the whistle. We are slowly getting to the crucial part, that is the kickoff for this game between Asante Kotoko and Heart of Folk. I've told you that 3 points today are crucial to both sides because Heart of Folk need the point to move further away from the relegation zone, and 3 points will do Kotoko a lot of good as well. I'm sure both sides know that they can never win the league. Baby, you do need the woman to me win the league, you know. It is about surviving because Heart of Folk or Asante Kotoko going down will be a huge issue for Ghana football. And TFC send it Ebeko. Nanedu, you're forgetting, was also instrumental in the first leg was Isaac Opon, popularly known as Sunyani Nema. He's missing today.
You know, he's on and off in the second round. You know, he started training in the course of the week, but I don't think he was fit enough to be part of the match day squad, especially in the first 11.
Yeah.
So maybe as time goes on, he may pick up for the club. You know, he scored the first goal. That brilliant pass, brilliant free assist from Richmond Lamte, and you know, Baba Yaya made the assist to Isaac Opon to score Kotoko's goal in the first game against Asofo. So they are missing him in today's game, but you know, the likes of Baba Yaya, Eric Zeze, Peter Aminuakwa, and Steve Mukwala may come to the party today to make the difference for Asante Kotoko.
Now, one of the strongest areas, coach, for Heart of Folk has to be their right back, Michael Ampedu. He's solid. Relation the battle between Peter Akwamidu or Enoch Morrison against him. Because he's one player that is very, very hard to beat. Very disciplined as well.
He's been very exceptional for Heart of Folk this season. And you know, he's surging forward and inroads, and you know, his quick recovery and other things is a plus for him. At this age, he's doing very well. I think the technical persons for the Black Stars should actually have a look at this boy.
He's a solid right
He's
back.
very solid. It's a challenge for him to be in the Black Stars. Per what I've seen of
he can actually get into it. So that is Michael Ampedu we are talking about there, and also Dennis Nkrumah Kosa. He's also a solid left back. That sometimes he leaves a lot of spaces behind. And Kotoko players like Martin, Peter Akwa Amidu, with all the pace that they have, could capitalize on it than they do.
Yes, you know, one area both Kotoko and Hearts have been consistent is their lateral defenders. You know, Michael Ampedu and Dennis Kosa for Hearts of Folk, and Nicolas Osebonsu. And in the second round, it looks like, you know, your man Emmanuel Corte is gradually warming himself into the Kotoko team.
Yeah.
By no struggle.
Yeah.
In some
they say he's settled.
It looks like, you know, was settled down and he's been the first choice right back for Asante Kotoko. So it's one area.
Okay. Nanedu, I'll come back to you, but the coaches are ready to speak to us, and we first have to listen to Prosper Natogum, coach of Asante Kotoko.
Coach, what kind of response are you expecting from your boys after losing that game in that manner in which you did in Brekum?
Very positive response. We all felt it, especially the players. You could see from their body language when the final whistle was blown, and the attitude at training has been very positive. They look very double assured in terms of performance and results. So basically, I'm looking for a very positive attitude.
What have you been telling them ahead of this game?
That the way the Chelsea game ended should be an inspiration for them towards this game. But we played well at Brekum. We created a lot of chances. We could have won easily, but then we didn't take our chances. And it ended the way it ended. So I've told them that it should be a motivation. It should be the driving tool behind their performance and the results today.
Ordinarily, this game should have been a top liner. It is obviously a top liner, but you are not playing for battle for supremacy. You are playing for bragging rights, 3 points, and improving your position on the league log. How do you see this game?
Absolutely, like you said, we are all not in position to win the league. So it's about who is who with respect to history, tradition, and culture between these two teams. So as a coach, I'm aware the players are also aware, and we've worked towards that. So I've told them a lot.
Some have said Kotoko is a struggling side, but Hearts of Oak are a troubled side. What kind of opposition are you expecting from them?
Very tough opposition from them. But then I see this game to be won based on the team with good defensive structure and discipline. I think they are also very good offensively, but then defensively they have issues at the back. And I think if we are able to take advantage of that, it will help us.
Mukwala is your top scorer. He scored twice against them in the first round. The other day when I spoke to you about his goal drought, you told me he was going to score and he scored. What have you been telling him in the build-up to this one?
I've told him normally it doesn't happen to see a player score in both legs. So it's up to him to make history, and the history is there waiting for him. He's a good player, he's a clinical finisher, and should take advantage of the petty errors that they will commit to get the goals in.
Coach, I don't want to say you are a soothsayer, but exactly what you said on the show is what Prosper Nateogum is saying about tactics and how they want to stop Hearts of Oak.
Yeah. You know, when you sit back and you analyze how both teams have played all this while, you could easily tell that their weakness starts from their back four.
Yeah.
And just like Prosper has said, he himself has realized it, and he has to find an antidote to the marauding Hearts of Oak attackers. Whilst his attackers also would be pushing forward and put pressure on Hearts of Oak defenders whilst they play.
Okay, so those are some shots from the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. But let's go and have a listen to the assistant coach of Hearts of Oak as well ahead of this clash.
But you are coming to this game from a very inconsistent run in the last few games. What are you expecting from this one?
Yeah, well, thank you. What we did during the week and the game plan, I think this game that a coach didn't need to talk a lot to the players, because the players know exactly what is at stake. You know, so for me, I think our boys have to go there. They have to go there. They have to go on the field with the, how do you call it, never say that spirit.
Some have said that the reaction of the head coach after losing to Adriana might have a negative impact on the team. He made comments to the point that he was going to deal with players who didn't perform well, and we've seen that reflect in your starting lineup. What do you have to say about that?
No, I don't think so. You know, it was so mad, but later, you know, that's how football is, because we are all surprised that we lost that game. You know, but later he calmed down and he teach them exactly what to do today. You know, so the lineup that you saw is per the game plan for today.
What is your game plan for today?
Yeah, like you see, the game plan was to try as much as possible to keep the ball. You know, when we keep the ball, for them to get tense. When they get tense, they will go very aggressive. You know, that's, I think, where we can expose the spaces, you know. So that's exactly what we are going to do this after. That's the plan, the game plan.
So they also have a game plan just like Asante Kotoko going into the game, and we are